table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces. And then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like, I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, the definition of game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Topsoil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's poppin'? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the motherfucking dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lady April MC in the building. What's good? Shout out to you. Shout out to who else we got up in here? Shout out to Duke Alex, Joe Mayer, Omar. Shout out to Frankie Shy. Who else we got up in here? No Data in the building. Modern Masculine in the building. Who else we got up in here? Corey 2S. What's good? Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. What's going on? Who else we got up in here? Steve O Baby is in the building. What's good with you? King Solar Power. What's poppin'? The Chemist. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you, TMJ. Pee Wee, Nez Knit. What's going on? Jack, what's popping with you? So what's going on, people? So today, guys, we're going to be talking about the art of being unavailable. You understand what I'm saying? We're about to go in. We are about to go in. It's going to be crazy. This is very, very important to understand this, because when you understand this, you're going to understand, one, why you're having problems in the game, and two, how you can actually step up your game to make things, flow a little bit easier for you. You feel what I'm saying? Now, guys, make sure that you guys always, let me put this on the screen real quick. Make sure that you guys go to CunninghamElements.com. Go to CunninghamElements.com, get the Masculine Identity Parfum, Masculine Identity Soap. Make sure you guys also get the shea butter. Make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you go to shoplocario.com too. Get your online dating consultations. If you are not signed up for the online dating consultations, you are tripping, because this is going to teach you how to get the right pictures, have the right bio, have the right messages that you send to get the woman off the app to actually meet you in person. You guys are slipping and slacking if you're not doing this, because you are leaving a lot of pussy on the table. There are women on online dating right now looking for a guy just like you, but you're wasting time and you're sitting there being lazy and you're not putting in the work. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is this: get the consultation, because once you got the consultation, we're going to tell you every single thing you need to know to be able to match with the girls, pull them off the site, and get shit cracking. You understand what I'm saying? So all you guys who are, frustrated with online dating, it's usually because you're doing the wrong things. You understand what I'm saying? And if you do the correct things, then your online dating situation will change. It's really that simple. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys do that. Also, make sure you guys go and get Master the Vetting Process program. Get the Master the Vetting Process program right now. Go get that ASAP, because we're also going to be talking a little bit about this today when we talk about the art of being unavailable. And we're going to be talking about this because the master the vetting process, right? When you vet women, right, you're automatically going to be unavailable. But we're going to get into that a little later. But also go to shoplocario.com, get all of the other books, programs, and all that other good stuff on shoplocario.com. Now, also make sure that you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity Membership so that you can understand who you actually are. Stop trying to be like these other fools out here. Stop copying other people. Stop worrying about what society says you should be, and be your goddamn self. So make sure you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Do it! Get that shit cracking.
Just do it.
All right? Now, last but not least, make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com. That's where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Do it! Make sure you guys do that and get that cracking. Because right now on the Bad Boy membership, we have 7 ways you'll consistently stay in a woman's mind. Make sure you guys do that. That is the latest on the Bad Boy membership right now. So make sure you guys get that cracking and get that going. All right. So, guys, call the number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you want to, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we get to your questions at the end. All right. So, let's talk about the art of being unavailable and why this makes you irresistible to women, right? So what does it mean to be unavailable, right? And when I'm saying the art of being unavailable, I'm talking about when you are out here dating these random women, right? Now, when you get into a relationship, right, you have a girlfriend, wife, whatever, you still have to be unavailable to a certain extent, right? So meaning that you can't be all up under your girl, you understand? You can't be all up under your wife, whatever it is. You have to have times where you are unavailable to them also. But for the context of the show, I'm going to be talking mainly about, women that you're, first dating, seeing, hooking up with or whatever, and why it's important for you to be unavailable. And this is what's going to make women gravitate to you more. You understand? So let's get into this. So now, what does it mean to be unavailable? So unavailable means that, you are not easily accessible. You understand? That means that she can't really get your time whenever she wants, right? Also, what happens is that you are not volunteering your time and energy to her, meaning you're not calling her all day, you're not texting her all day, you're not checking up on her, you're not doing any of that shit, right? And so what you have to understand is this, is that when you're dealing with women, right, the more time and energy and access she has to you, the less value she's going to see in you, right? The less time, energy, and access she, gets with you, the more valuable she's going to see you, right? And I actually talk about this in the Bad Boy membership program where I'm talking about, how to, allot your time when you're dealing with women. So this program right here, rules for giving women your time and attention, which is on the Bad Boy membership. I break this all the way down. Right? So what you got to understand is that the more time and energy you put into the situation, the less value she's going to see in you, right? So the more time you put in, the less value she's going to see in you. The less time you put in, the more value she's going to see in you, right? So when you are unavailable, that means you are giving her less time, which equals more value in her eyes, right? The more value in her eyes means she's going to treat you differently than a guy she sees as less valuable. So for example, even when you have women that meet guys, right? And the guy is love bombing her, right? He's like texting her all day, saying all this sweet shit, giving her all this attention, and all this other stuff. She'll like it at first. But what happens is that she doesn't see that guy as valuable. Why? Because he's giving her all of this time, attention, and energy. You see what I'm saying? So he's available to her, right? So now if he's that available to her, right, then she's going to see him as less valuable. So even on a subconscious level, sometimes they don't even realize or recognize this, but this is what's happening. And also what happens is this too, just like, for example, let's say a woman is talking to 2 men, guy A and guy B, right? Guy A is texting her all day, talking about good morning, beautiful. right? He's sending her memes and shit, and he's only known her for like a week or two, right? And he's texting her, calling her, checking up on her, asking her what she had for lunch, going back and forth. And the woman she's responding to him, she's flirting back with him and all this other stuff, right? Now, guy B, he just hits her up, the same girl, says, hey, let's meet for drinks. They meet for drinks, right? And she doesn't hear from him until he hits her back up for them to get back together. Now, guy A has been hitting her up all week, or the 2 weeks. Guy B just hits her up to get a drink, and then he's like, I'll see you when I see you. Right now, with those two guys, which of those two guys seems more busy? Which of those two guys seems like he has more of a life? Which of those two guys seems like he has more women he's dealing with? Which of those two guys seems like he has a lot of shit going on? Guy B. Because guy B is not texting her, calling her, hitting her up, and all this other shit. He's so available that what happens is that the fact that he's available to her makes him less valuable. Because if he was more valuable, it would be harder for her to have, the interactions with him. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what I want you guys to understand is this, is that everything I'm going to tell you today cannot be faked. It has to be real, right? So what I'm saying is that while I'm telling you that, you should be unavailable, you being unavailable should not be something you're doing as some sort of tactic. Well, let me pretend I'm busy. No. Let me act like I'm unavailable. I see her texting me or calling me, but I want to text her and call her, but let me pretend I don't, and let me just like ignore her for real. No, it's not. That's not what it is, right? It has to be real. I'm going to break down how it's going to be real versus you trying to use this as some tactic to deal with women. You feel what I'm saying? So what you got to understand is that the more attention you give the woman, the less value she's going to see in you. The less attention you give the woman, the more value she's going to see in you. Right now, when you are vetting women, right? When you are vetting women, or you're putting women through the vetting process, right? So make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com, get this program. When you're putting women through the vetting process, you are automatically being unavailable. So for example, when I tell you guys for the first 3 months, it basically should just be smashing, right? And you just hit her up to smash. That is automatically making you unavailable. Why? Because you hit her up, you have sex, and then the next time she hears from you is when you hit her up to have sex. You see what I'm saying? Now, what's going to happen is that from her perspective, she's like, okay, yeah, I hear from this guy when, we're going to have sex. So she's like, all right, cool. She's cool with that because she's highly sexually attracted to you. So now what happens is that you guys are having sex, but you're not giving her any more time and attention outside of that for the moment. So now she's going to be thinking about you, wondering where this is going and all this other stuff. All that wondering makes you seem more valuable in her eyes versus the other guys who are fucking simping and tricking. You feel what I'm saying? But let's take a call real quick. 510 is popping. Who this?
It's Brandon from Oakland.
What's
How's it
going
going?
on? I'm chilling. Did you donate though?
Yes, sir. To the PayPal.
Okay, I got you. Appreciate it. So what's going on?
No, I just had a quick question. I just wanted to make sure I remember you saying this before. So if you schedule a date for drinks, like say it's like Monday or like
right.
Like Monday, you schedule a drink for Monday, like, hey, we're going to have drinks at 8:00 at the spot, and she agrees to it. And then, like, towards like the end of the week, she says, "Can we push it back to like 7:00?" And she don't give you like a valid reason or anything. Like, I guess like she's like, "Oh, it's more like an ideal time for me." But she said in the beginning, like 8:00 was cool, and then like. When she tried to push the date back, is that like a sign like she's not like all of a sudden like like maybe she's not that interested no more, or like maybe she got like a date that maybe somebody hit her up around like try to see her at the same time, but she's kicking it with you?
Yeah, it could be. It could be back. It could be any of those reasons. But the issue is that the fact that she's pushing it back is the issue. So this is what. See, okay. So basically, remember, whenever any decision is being made, right? It's someone choosing something over something else. So if she agreed to see you at 7, and then she says, oh, can we push it back or whatever? What she's essentially saying is, I'm choosing whatever it is to do besides you. I'm going to push you back for this. Does that make sense? So,
okay.
Right. So what, yeah. so what should have happened was, let's say, for example, some other dude was trying to holler at her, or one of her friends said, hey, let's do something, or let's make something happen. Right. And so what happens is that April said she's not pushing it back. She's moving it forward. He said 8 and she said 7 on a Monday night. Okay, well, either way. So this is the thing. So the thing is that whatever has been said, right, should have been orchestrated around you. So if you told her 8 o'clock, right, and then somebody said, hey, can we do something? She should have told that person, hey, I got something to do at 8. So we got to do it at this time or that time. She shouldn't be coming to you saying, I want you to push your shit back for the other thing. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, because like as soon as like a situation kind of happened to me, like last night, like we were supposed to go out for drinks, and then we scheduled it like the beginning of the week. I told her like, hey, this is a spot, this is cool. And then like she was like, yeah. And then like it was I guess it was like yesterday morning. No, it was like on Thursday. He was like, oh, can we push it back to 7? There's like a more ideal time, and like she wanted to get something to eat too. And I was like, no, because already, we already made plans already.
Wait. She said she wanted to get something to eat with you?
Yeah, because she said she wanted to get like something to eat and everything, like something like that. And then like she said it's like a more ideal time for her. And I was like, I can't push the time back. We already agreed to it. Like, like once we set the time up at 8 and stuff like that. And then she was looking at, oh, well, I looked at this place and there's like different times that we can do. And then like once I told her like, hey,
wait, hold on. Wait, stop. I got it. We got to rewind this. So you're saying that the reason why she's saying she wants to push it back is because she wants to go to some place that y'all can eat?
No, because she wanted to get something to eat too. And then like 7 o'clock would be like more ideal for her.
No, but this is what I'm asking you. I'm asking you, is she saying to push the time so you and her can get together to eat? Is that what she was saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, nah, you gotta charge. That's over. That's definitely. Well, I was gonna take you to charge it anyway, but that's definitely charged to the game. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, she's trying to change the entire plan and lead the situation.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I was thinking like, because 8, that's so hella early. Like you can go ahead and like get like something to eat before or like after, but that's what she was like mentioning. Like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna be starving, and like this is like a more ideal time. Even though she said like in the beginning of the week that 8 was cool for her, and then like all I was just thinking like maybe she got
she's trying to. Like, this is what she's trying to do. She's trying to get you to basically take her out and spend a lot of money on her time and attention and energy, even though she's not feeling you. Because this is what you guys got to understand. When a woman is coming to see you for a date, right? It's not about the actual thing you're doing. It's not about the date. It's about you. You're the main attraction. The date is just the background. You understand what I'm saying? Situation that you guys are in. So it's not about the drinks you're getting. It's not about the food and all. That's why when you tell a girl, hey, let's go get drinks, and she says, I don't drink, that's her showing you that she's not actually interested in seeing you, because it's not about the goddamn drinks. It's not about none of that shit. You see what I'm saying? So the date, remember, the date is not about what you're doing. The date is about her spending time with you. You see what I'm saying? So if she's saying anything about anything else outside of that, that's a bunch of bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking like maybe like some other guy like hit her up and they're trying to like see her too, and then like maybe that's why she was trying to like push the date back. That was going through my head yesterday.
Well, this is the thing. It doesn't matter why, but the thing is that from what you're saying is, it sounds like the reason why was because she wanted you to spend money on her for food. You see what I'm saying? And so she's trying to get you to spend money on her for food, and she's trying to dictate the actual date. So yeah, that's already a charge right there. The fact that she was first trying to, move the date, but then now that you added that she was trying to get something to eat too with you on your dime and switching the whole, that's a wrap. That's over.
Okay, yeah, because no, I guess she had like an attitude talking about, oh, it's not gonna it's not gonna work out, like it's not a match, and good luck. And I was just, because I was like, we were just trying to get drinks, but like the fact that she wanted to get something to eat too, and then push the time back, I was like, I can't.
Right, that's
after that.
That's what I'm saying. She wasn't feeling you because peep how the whole thing went down. You invited her out. She agreed. Then she's trying to change the situation. When you are like, nah, I'm not trying to do that. Then all of a sudden, oh, it's not a good match and all that other stuff. No, she basically wanted you to basically treat her to dinner and fucking drinks, and that's it. And then she would have just kept it moving. You understand what I'm saying? So you just dodged the bullet. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to charge that to the game. Remember, it's always supposed to be 100% cooperation. If it's not 100% cooperation, you're wasting your time. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, just like for future, yeah, because future reference, like if she's trying to push the time back.
Hold on, they saying in the chat, they saying that you ain't want to charge us to the game. That's why they saying that you. They saying that you.
Oh no.
Well, she was super bad. You was like really trying to make it happen.
Oh no, I mean she was cool. I mean she was all right, but it's just the fact that she was trying to do all that. Cause I had to call and make sure. Cause I was thinking like once I think you and Mom said something about if she tried to like change the time and everything, that's like an automatic charge. So
yeah, well that is automatic charge, but also the fact that she was trying to do it to try to get you to spend more money. That's definitely so. It was she was already showing that she was on some bullshit. So yeah, you definitely got to charge that to the game. That's a wrap. That's a fucking wrap.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. But no, I just had to call and make sure. Cause I know you guys said that before. I just had to just make sure. Cause I charged for the game already, but I just had to call in to see.
All right, brother. All right, man. I appreciate the call, fam.
All right, no problem, boss. Thank you.
Peace. All right, so guys, call up. Call the numbers 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat, and we will get to your questions at the end. But call up, guys. We're not going to be here too long. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be here maybe another hour, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So don't be waiting until the last minute to call in. So call in ASAP. But yeah, so basically, what you guys got to understand is that when it comes to you being unavailable, and what I was saying is that you can't fake it. So the thing is this: the more unavailable you are, the more attractive you're going to be to women in general, right? Now, this is how you actually be unavailable. Now, this is the part that's going to be tough for some of you guys because you're so used to dealing with women a certain way or just used to like coming at the game a certain way, right? So the way that you become unavailable to women, and it's real, right, is that you got to get real honest with yourself, right? And the more honest you get with yourself, the more unavailable you will be when you're dealing with women, right? Because what that means is that you're only going to deal with women when it makes sense for you and it feels right for you to deal with them. So for example, what most guys will do is they will, set a date with a girl and try to call her all week, right? Or they meet a girl and they'll be at the bar or club and they'll talk to the girl for like an hour or two or some shit. Right now, in both situations, they don't actually want to really talk to the girl. The only reason they're talking to the girl for that long is because they think talking to the girl for that long is going to make the girl like them more, or make the girl, more comfortable with them, or make it more likely that the girl is going to actually, want to sleep with them or whatever it is like that, right? So they're not talking to her because they want to talk to her. They're talking to her because they think they have to talk to her. So already they're being disingenuous. So they're not being honest with themselves, because if they were honest with themselves, they wouldn't be talking to the chick, right? So if you're honest with yourself and you don't want to talk to the chick, guess what you're not going to do? What you're going to do, you're not going to talk to her. And when you don't talk to her, you are unavailable. You understand? And so what happens is that women, this is what women know the most attractive guys don't talk to them. I'm saying it again. Women know that the most attractive guys don't talk to them. Why? Because they don't have to. You see what I'm saying? So the most attractive guys can get exactly what they want from women without having to talk to them. They just let the woman know, hey, listen, meet me here tomorrow at this time. Or meet me here this, Friday evening. That's all he has to say. He don't got to get on the phone and get to know her first and all this other stuff. That's for the beta males. That's for the guys that the women aren't really that interested in. So they're like, well, let me talk to him more to see if it's worth it for me to go out there. Let me, communicate with him more to see if it's worth my time to even deal with this guy. But if you're that dude, you don't need to talk. You understand what I'm saying? So you meet a woman or you match with a woman on a dating app, whatever. You tell her, hey, let's meet up Friday evening, 8 o'clock, Main Street Bar. She says, awesome, sounds good. Now, when you're sending her this message, this is a Monday. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? You ain't got to talk to her and say shit. Guess what's going to happen? She's going to meet you Friday. You just hit her up Friday morning to confirm, and she comes through. She's meeting you Friday because she actually wanted to meet you. And she was thinking about you all week. Why? Because she's attracted to you. She wants to make it happen. So what a lot of guys do is that they are so available because they think they need to be available because they think they need to make women comfortable. So you got a lot of content creators, for example, what they'll do is they'll tell you shit like, hey guys, you got to build rapport with these women. You got to make them feel comfortable, bro, because, women are scared of guys. So women are just not going to meet you off a dating app because they're all scared and you got to make them comfortable. So you got to talk to, no. See, the woman will be comfortable as fuck if she's attracted to you and wants to see you. You see what I'm saying? But see, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys is that the more real you are, the more unavailable you will be. Because most of the things that you guys do when it comes to dealing with women are things you don't want to do, but things that you think you need to do. So if you only did the things you want to do, then guess what would happen? You would be less available. Right? So if I want to hook up with this girl, right? The only time she's going to hear from me is when I want to hook up. Right? What am I calling her talking about good morning, beautiful? I don't give a fuck about what she's doing in the morning. Why would I like ask her how her day was and text her about what she did at work? You don't care, right? Like why are you doing this? But you're doing this. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? It's like, Abel's like, I don't even ask her what's going on, right? But what I'm saying is that you gotta be real. So when you're real, what's going to happen is you're going to be less available, which makes the woman more intrigued. You understand? Because understand this, when you are unavailable, there are other guys who are available. There's other guys who are texting her all day, talking about good morning, beautiful, and all this other shit. So she got all these other dudes doing that, and you're the one who's not. So she's like, what's up with this guy where he's not doing the same things these other guys are doing? You understand? I can tell that he's different. You understand? Like, let me pay more attention to him. And see, the thing is this, most of you guys don't believe that you can actually do this because you don't believe that a woman would actually be that attracted to you. You don't believe that you can set a date and just fall back. You understand? You don't believe you can just tell a woman, hey, let's hook up. And then you hook up with her and then you fall back. And then you talk to her the next time just to hook up again. You understand? A lot of you guys think you need to do extra shit. This is why when you guys want to hook up with a girl, she comes over your house and then you got to fucking, you're putting on the TV and shit, trying to Netflix and chill with her for a little bit and talk. And, you're trying to tiptoe around shit. You understand? So you're doing all of this because you don't believe that the woman would just want to fuck with you off the strength of who you are. You understand? And what I'm telling you guys is that if he said that's what Rekka be done. Shout out to Rekka. You know what I'm saying? But that's what a lot of guys be doing. And so what I'm saying is that the more you do that, the more available you are. The less you do that, the less available you are. Right? And so what I'm saying is to make it real, to make you really be a guy who's unavailable, you just have to be honest with yourself. Right? If I ask you, hey, do you really give a shit about this woman's morning? Most of you guys would say no. So stop texting her good morning and asking her how her day was and all. You don't care. You understand what I'm saying? You guys don't want to talk to the woman on the phone for 20 minutes, an hour to get to know her. How about you stop doing that? How about you refuse to do that when you match with a girl in a dating app and she says, hey, can we talk more? No. No. You just move on to the next chick. Unmatch. Hey, is it possible that we could? No, unmatch. You see what I'm saying? But see, you guys, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that because understand the only reason why she's asking you to talk more is because she hasn't made up her mind about seeing you, and she hasn't made up her mind about seeing you. Why? Because she's not that attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? So now when you become a guy who's really unavailable, meaning that a woman only can get you on your terms, that's when you are the most attractive guy that women come across. That's when you're going to be able to get more shit popping with women. You understand? Because what you guys have to understand is that, see, women know, right? Women know deep down that you don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? They know that you don't give a fuck. So if they know that you don't give a fuck, but you're acting like you give a fuck, what does that tell her about you? What does that tell her about you? Let's go to 647. What's poppin'? Who this?
Hey, Locario, is the rack up?
What's going on? Did you donate?
Listen, I donated to PayPal.
Okay, I got
I'm
you.
letting you know from now.
What's going on?
I'm calling in to let you know from now. You're not gonna see or hear from me for a while. You were right. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, and you was dead right, man. You're not gonna see me for a while. I'm over it for now. So I'm gonna just go I'm gonna go get a vacation somewhere or some shit after this. So yesterday I added a girl on Snapchat, and I fell into the trap of her being my type and she was bad or whatever. And after we exchanged the pictures and we seen what each other look like, and I'm like, yo, you fine as shit. And she said, yeah, you fine too. So I said, yo, I'm trying to link. And she said, yeah, me too. She said, I'm free tonight. So I said, all right, I'm gonna pull up over there like 8:00. Listen to what I just said. I said, I'm gonna pull up over there at 8:00. She said, yeah. So she says, oh, but do you have a friend for my friend though? And I'm like, nah, like my next boy is going over here tonight. She's like, yeah, but I'm with my homegirl right now. And I said, all right, well, tell her you're leaving her for a couple of hours. So I get her to send me her number. Sends me her number. I tell her, yo, I'm going to tell you when I'm leaving, and then I'll text you again when I'm close. Now, the bitch was like 45 minutes away from me. Oh my God. But listen, I text her when I'm leaving. She says, all right. So, yo, the first thing I noticed is that when she sent the Addy, it was the street name with no house number. So how I'm looking at it like, oh, well, maybe she don't want me to pull up to the crib because of parents or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yo, I get to the fucking street and I text her like, yo, I'm here. 5 minutes go by, no response. So now I go on the Snapchat and I'm fucking calling her. I'm doing the voice call on the Snapchat. Yo, Locario, I called about 4 times. And I said, yo, I'm going to play this song right now. I'm going to play this song. If the song's not done at the end, if she don't call me back by the end of the song, then, I don't know what's about to happen. So, yo, the song finishes. I go back to the Snapchat. I said, wait a minute. Where's her fucking name? The shorty fucking blocked me.
So let me get this straight. So you drove 45 minutes to get blocked?
Basically, yeah.
Yo, this is right. This is what I'm saying, bro.
Yo, it's almost like I'm being like spiritually punished or some shit. like the gods of game are like punishing me until I learn. I said, all right. After that, right there, I said, all right. I learned my lesson. I said, Locario, am I right? I'm never ever fucking driving to a bitch.
Bro, listen.
It was like, cause I've been doing it for years. Like almost every bitch I ever fucked, pretty much I drove. to pick her up, or or went to her crib. So in my mind, I'm like, that's why I was arguing with it when you were telling me. But now it's to the point where it's like something spiritual won't even allow it to happen no more. Now that I know,
That's crazy. See, this what I'm
like
saying.
The universe.
See,
the universe.
That's what I'm saying, Rekka. It's like, bro, that's what we kept trying to tell you. It's like you got to let the chicks come to you, man. You got to let them prove that they're interested in you. Because if you'd have told the chick to come to you, right, then either she would have been like 9 doing that or whatever, or she would have been like, all right, I'm coming, but then she would have probably, she could have flaked or whatever.
Yeah,
but
changed her mind.
Yeah, but either way, you wouldn't have spent 45 minutes driving to where she's at. You understand what I'm saying? To try to make shit happen. You feel what I'm saying?
And then the next thing, why are bitches so fucking evil sometimes with that? Like, who does shit like that? No, let's keep it a buck. Who does shit like that? Who just says, yo, I'm gonna let this nigga drive? A nigga I don't even know. I'm gonna just let him drive, and then I'm gonna just fucking block him when he get here.
And this is what you got to understand. I've talked about this before, right? When women, they okay, you got to understand, because you're a man, there's women love you because you're a man, but there's also a part of them not liking you because you're a man. So basically what I mean by that is there's the part that says, right, it's the part that says, well, fuck this nigga. Who cares? Like, let him waste his time. I don't give a fuck about this guy because remember, there's always a guy who broke her heart, played her, made her feel a certain type of way. So that resentment is always going to be there to any other guy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know something? You know the show yesterday where you were talking about how when your fuck buddies or whatever, part of her feels like you're just a little fuck boy, so she's gonna kind of disrespect your time. You know what I was even thinking? I was thinking like, yo, because there was another girl I was talking to earlier that day, and she was like, and I was hitting her up like, yo, let's link. And she was like, oh, are you just calling girls on your phone looking for pussy? Da da da. And I'm like whatever. So I ended up hanging the phone up on her. So then on one hand, I'm like, yo, she's not feeling me or whatever because she's not attracted to me. But then on the other hand, she's like texting me like, oh, like, you're a little fucking whore. Like, take that energy somewhere else. So I'm like, after that situation happened where the girl blocked me, I'm like, she's probably looking at it like, oh, he's a little fuck boy. So I'm a fucking get, like, she's viewing me a certain way. So she's like, fuck this nigga. I'm a fucking, you know what I mean?
And Rekka, you know the funny part.
Get his way with me,
and
like
this is the funny part. This is the funny part, though. With that girl that you drove 45 minutes to, you're actually you're lucky because that could have been a setup. You understand what I'm saying?
Like I'm good at reading into that.
Bro, you talking about you have no idea.
Because I didn't. It was a neighborhood, so it's not like I'm not going to no dark apartment garage or anything like that. It was just an open neighborhood where he's walking around.
Hold on, so everyone to say something to you. Hold on, go ahead.
I know he keeps talking about, I've been doing it like this for years. I've been doing it like this for years. But you're getting older. And the older you get, and as you continue to increase the age of the women that you're fucking with, the same thing isn't working all the time. Let's come through and link shit. That's like for young kids. You're almost 30. Like,
now he can still get chicks to come through, but he has to stop going to them. That's the problem.
And picking them up and all this, but I also don't know why you didn't just set up the threesome instead of saying, no, I don't have a
oh yeah, that's true. But that's what I'm saying. You could have set up threesome and told them to come to you. That's what I'm
everybody's saying that. Everybody always keeps talking about that in the chat. Like, I see it in the chat too. They're not gonna do no fucking threesome. I've had it before. I had it before my birthday, but only because my boy said something about you like anime, and then the girl said she didn't want to fuck him no more. But like telling a girl beforehand, let's just do a free threesome with your friend, they're not doing it.
No, that's what you think. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You got so Rekka, this is the entire problem. This is the entire problem. You need to start doing the things that you think are impossible, so that you can see as possible. So instead of driving 45 minutes to the chick, tell the chick to come to you. Instead of thinking, oh, they ain't gonna have no threesome. Tell them to come over and do it. Let's get this cracking. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be able to make that shit go down, fam.
Well, I'm gonna think about that after I get back from my 4-month Bali meditation retreat, because that's what I'm gonna need. from what the fuck is happening to me, man. So I'll see y'all in the fucking winter, man.
All right, bro.
Later.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, fam. Then this nigga gonna go find himself in Bali and shit. He about to he about to walk up a mountain and shit and start meditating. I'm telling you, man. See, guys, listen. Let that be a lesson to y'all. When you guys try to cheat the game, this shit's gonna creep up on you. I'm telling you. The game always has a way of teaching you a lesson, even in everything out. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. But guys, call up. Caller number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So make sure you guys call up and get that shit cracking. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, this game is serious. It's so serious. Hey, bro, what's that you eating? That shit smell good. What is that? Really? That's the chips? That still smell like it? I must be hungry or something because I'm like, that shit smell. I'm like, how the fuck the potato chips smell like it? But anyway, guys, call in 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat. Let me see what these questions say. It says, how to approach women in groups for beginners. I can approach women alone, but I get approach anxiety when it comes to groups. Well, I do have this website called badboymembership.com. And on the badboymembership.com, I do have a program called The Art of Approaching Groups of Women. So I break down specifically what to do when you're talking to groups of women. You feel what I'm saying? I break it all the way down. It's real simple. It's not that complicated. You feel what I'm saying? So what's going on with the T app? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with that. Everybody talking about the shit. I have no information on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know what the fuck is happening with that shit. But the thing is, shit like that is getting a lot of attention because people, they love the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? They love the fuckery. So, but I don't know. I got to, but I feel like the more that shit goes on, it's going to be something crazy that's going to happen through that type of shit. I think all of that shit is crazy and dangerous when motherfuckers know too much shit.
I'm waiting to get accepted. So
Oh yeah, April's waiting to get accepted on the T app. So once she gets accepted on the T app, then we'll talk about what's going on inside there. You know what I'm saying? We'll do a whole show just on be like what's happening in the T app. April, once you get it, we gotta go through it and then we gotta do a whole show talking about that shit. That's crazy.
Then I'll probably get kicked off.
Yeah, exactly. Then they'll kick you off after that, you know? But this is the thing though. Guys, you gotta understand. So I say it this way, right? Keeping things private and to yourself is underrated. You understand what I'm saying? Like I go even as far as to say that you're not like, no one should actually know everything about you. You understand what I'm saying? Not your mama, not your daddy, not your girl, not your best friend. Nobody on earth should know everything about you. You understand what I'm saying? They shouldn't know everything about what you're doing. They shouldn't know all your thoughts. Like there's certain things that I believe and think about that no one will ever know. Like I will never talk to anyone about it. I will never have a conversation with anyone and shoot it. Like I would never write it down anywhere. Nothing. Like it's staying in here till I die. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and no one's going to know, right? There's certain times where I'll go do a certain thing or I'll be at a certain place, right? I'm not going to take pictures and put it on Instagram. You understand what I'm saying? I might hook up with a girl and nobody's ever going to know I hooked up with her. You know, like certain shit just needs to stay quiet. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's no point. And the reason why I say there's no point in knowing is because anything you know about anyone else or anyone that you're trying to involve yourself with or whatever it is like that, a lot of times you're going to filter it through your own perspective and understanding. So it doesn't make a difference anyway. Doesn't make a difference anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. He said Locario looked over the mud duck and was like, this is top secret. This is hilarious. That shit would be funny as fuck. But now I'm telling you, listen, you gotta keep shit on the low. This is why when even the whole concept of like receipts and all that other shit, this is why that shit is goofy. And it will always be goofy. You understand what I'm saying? Because, let me see what this 224 was popping. Who this?
Yeah, this is Emmanuel, 23, Jacksonville. I donated to Mouse on Cash App.
All right, that's what's up. What's going on? So what's popping?
So my first question is, I know you don't say like I want women to come to you, but in my specific case, I'm saving up for a house right now, so I'm still living with my parents because I don't want to like pay rent, so I'm saving up for a house right now. So how does that work? Like when like I can't bring chicks through or whatever because they're like highly religious and shit.
So you can't take them to a hotel and nothing?
I mean, I could go to a hotel, but what if like they flake? Then I just lose that money, and I'm really focused on trying to save right now. That's why.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, even before, let's say you tell a girl to meet you for drinks, right? Tell them to meet you at the place you want to go to. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Right.
So and that's the thing, though. The place that I really want to go to, because I live in Jacksonville's a really wide area. It's not like highly condensed. So most of the shit that I like to do is actually like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, either way, this is what I'm saying. The point of telling a woman to meet you where you're at is so that she comes to where you're at. So even if let's say you like to do something 30 minutes away, you're going to drive 30 minutes, but you still want her to meet you there. That's the point. It's not about the length of the place. It's about her getting up to meet you where you say to meet you. It's about her following your directions. That's the point.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right. So that's all it really is about. So even with the call Rekka, right? It's not about the girl having to drive 45 minutes out or whatever. It's that, hey, I'm gonna be here. I want you to meet me here. That's the point. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. So then what about like going back to their place at that point though? Like, because I would have to go. I would either go to their place or a hotel, but sometimes you go buy a hotel and then that's like $200 gone for nothing.
Right. Well, this is the thing. See, this is why you're asking to get your own spot, bro. Like, why are you still with your parents?
Well, like I said, I'm saving up for a house right now. I'm like,
how long is it going to take you to get the house?
About 7 months.
7 months? Okay, so you almost there. So you be good. So after you get the house, then tell them chicks to come to your crib. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that if you're in a situation now, right, you could be telling girls to meet you for a drink, and then if everything is cool, then y'all go to the hotel, but tell them to either split the hotel or tell the chick to get the hotel herself. Why you can't do that?
Okay, yeah, so I just have them split the hotel.
Yeah, be like, listen, I'm saving for a house. I ain't got no money for a hotel, but if you want to get this dick, then let's get this hotel.
Okay. And then the second question I had was, like, can you like go over really like how important timing is when it comes to talking to chicks at the club?
Is that how important what?
Timing is.
Well, timing as far as what? As far as trying to pull them out?
Like being like punctual and shit.
What do you mean punctual? I'm confused. What are you saying?
So, cause like basically like there's this, this chick or whatever. I saw her. I went up to her. I was telling her like how, I want to get out of here, pour these drinks on your body and all of that. And like later, and then I gave her my number. Right. And so then she texted me, and about 4 minutes later, I texted her. And she was, but after
hold on. Back it up. So you telling the chick you want to get her naked and pour drinks on her, and then y'all exchange numbers?
Well, yeah, I thought I was always supposed to get the number though.
No, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you try
to give her my number? Excuse me.
No. Why didn't you smash her that night? What happened?
Well, no. I was saying I was just gonna text her later.
But why are you texting her later when you could just pull her from there to wherever you're gonna fuck? I don't understand.
Well, because the night was still early, so I thought I was supposed to talk to like 25 women, so I was still like going.
No, if you got the chick there and she's interested, and you're interested in her, you should have pulled her there at that time.
Oh,
so this is what you guys are understand. The number is for if you can't for whatever logistical reason it can't happen, then you exchange numbers. But you don't need to. If you have a girl there who's flirting with you and who's ready to make it happen, then you make it happen right then and there. You don't say, oh, well, let's exchange numbers and I'll call you later. No, you understand what I'm saying? So so this is the thing. If you're in a spot and you're talking to a girl, you flirt with her, she's flirting back, everything is going back and forth, and you can clearly see that she is, interested and attracted, then you pull her out at that moment. Now, if you're in that same situation, but let's say she's like, oh, it's my homegirl's party and we out here and I got to stay, then it's like, all right, cool. Let's exchange numbers and I'll hit you up later. So the number is after if you can't pull the woman. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what it was.
Right.
Yeah, because I actually ended up seeing her later that night, like walking by type shit.
So then what?
She was going home with another dude.
You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. What do you see? So basically, the other guy, he pulled her while you were just getting the number. Man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, because it was like really early in the night, so I thought I'd just give her my number.
Nigga, you strike while the iron is hot. Whenever, if she's, listen, I remember, I'll tell you a real quick story. I went out to a event and it was around maybe 8:30, 8:45. And in my mind, I was like, yo, I'm going to go out, probably stay out till maybe, midnight, 1 o'clock, meet a lot of different women, have a good time. Bro, I went to the spot. I got there like 8:45, 9 o'clock. I started talking to this woman as soon as I got in. And me and her talked for maybe 15 minutes. And then I pulled her out the spot and we went back and we started doing our thing. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't was like, man, it's so early. And I was planning on being out here for, no. It's like, I'm here, she's here, we're attracted to each other. Let's go. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, yeah. So, man, missed opportunity. Okay.
Right. So that's so yeah. At least for now. So whenever you meet the women and the vibe is there and the sexual tension is being built and she's feeling it, do it now. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if for whatever reason she can't do it now, then it's like, all right, cool. Let me get your information. Here's my information. I'll holler at you later. Because sometimes what'll happen is this too. I had a situation similar to that where I was out. I met this chick. And she was out with her homegirls. She was waiting for her girls to get there, whatever. And I said, all right, well, let's exchange information. We exchange information. And then I hit her up. I told her to hit me up when they're done. She hit me up when they was done. And then I saw her later that night. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, all the signs are there, bro. The chick was like recently divorced and shit. And she's like, yeah, my friend's up, but I decided to stay. I mean, and she was like looking for dick, essentially.
Exactly.
At least in my mind, and shit, bro. Because I saw her walking away with another dude. I was like, what the fuck? And then she left me on red. I was like, wait, you just like, what?
You see what I'm saying? So she left you. That's what I'm saying. So you got it. I'm telling you, pull the woman first, get the number second. Always remember that. So whenever you out meeting women, don't think about exchanging numbers. Think about getting shit popping tonight. If you can't get it popping tonight, then you exchanging information. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, brother. I appreciate the call, fam. Abel, he was like, too much. That's too much game. It's too much game, Abel. So, guys, call up. Call the number 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So make sure you guys call up. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat. We will get to your questions at the end. You feel what I'm saying? So let me which question? Oh, I'm about to get to his question in a second. Let me see. We got AJ Lee said, if I got a main girl, when is the right time to let other women I'm vetting to be my second girl know that I got a main? Is it in this third month after her showing consistency that I let them know? Right? Okay, so That's a good question. So now, if you're in a situation where you are seeing the chick, right? What you're going to do is that you're going to go through, right, the same vetting process that I talk about on the Master the Vetting Process program, which you guys can get at shoplocario.com, right? Now, what usually happens is this, is that if the girl is feeling you, let's say you're hooking up with her for the first 3 months or whatever, you're doing what you do, right? And then what will happen sometimes is that sometimes the woman will bring up, oh, where's this going and what's going on and what are we and all this other stuff, right? And then that's when you can have the conversation and let her know, hey, listen, I'm non-monogamous, so I don't do the monogamy thing. And I have another woman that I'm seeing right now. And so, and then you let her know, like, hey, I'm feeling you, and this could be something that could be long term. And if you're cool with that, cool, we could keep it going. If not, it's nice knowing you. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that a lot of times what can happen is that the woman will bring it up, and when she brings it up, that's when you can have the conversation. You see what I'm saying? See, April always disagrees. He says, I think it needs to be discussed up front. No, well, this is the thing. The reason why it doesn't need to be discussed up front.
Why he's not putting it in his profile? You told him to do that.
Right. This is but this is what I'm saying. He should put that he's non-monogamous in the profile, right? But let's say he meets a random woman. There's no like conversation about that. Now, even if he's
on first date, a woman is going to say, "What are you looking for?"
Yeah, but if she's saying what he's looking for, he doesn't need to necessarily talk about that. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm looking for my number two, but he could say, well, I'm non-monogamous, so I'm looking for people to have a good time with.
Yeah, but he can say I'm looking for people to have a good time with. Why does he have to tell her he's non-monogamous in that situation?
Because
what I'm saying is
pissed off, and I know guys would be pissed off.
Right.
They invested this time. They sleep with you.
Right.
Seeing you for a couple months, and then one person finally says, "Hey, what is this? Where is this going?"
Right, but
spring it on them.
Right.
Oh, well.
Right, but this is the problem with that. The issue with that is that from what you're saying, which I understand, is that you're saying that the person is entitled to know that you're non-monogamous. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying. What you're saying is that now it's almost like, if you meet somebody, right? Let's say I meet somebody, right? And let's say that the person has a kid, right? And I don't like kids, right? If I meet a woman, she's not entitled to tell me she has a kid. If kids are a thing that's an issue for me, I need to bring it up. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't say it's entitled.
Right.
I think it's the difference between an entitlement and a requirement. Right.
But that's the problem. By doing that, you're saying that monogamy is what it's supposed to be, and I'm supposed to let you know that I'm non-monogamous off rip.
Okay, my dating profile says like must love dogs and basketball.
Right.
If you don't like dogs, you cannot be with me.
Right.
I'm not picking you over my dog.
Right.
Sorry,
Now this is the thing. I do agree on the dating app that it's better to put your non-monogamous if you're trying to just hook up to the point where, because then now it's easier for you to navigate. Right. But even that, it's not necessary. Like on my dating app, on my dating profile, it says I'm non-monogamous. I don't need to put I'm non-monogamous. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's just as a courtesy, but I don't need to.
Mine says it too.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So
because because when it didn't say it.
Right.
And then you get on a date with somebody, and then they're like, "What?"
Right.
And like I said, initially they all think it's cool,
right?
On the guy's side, right? On the girl side, I'm sure it's not always cool, but on the guy's side, they're like, "Oh, this is great." And then suddenly, once they like you, it's not great anymore.
Right. But and this is the key. Check this out, because let's say if I meet a woman, and we get together and it fizzles out in 3 months, right? Then what difference did it make if I was non-monogamous or monogamous? It fizzled out in 3 months. Yeah. See, the idea of having to let them know you're non-monogamous is basically saying that they are entitled to it because they think that they are entitled to you. You see what I'm saying? They're entitled. It's almost like they're entitled to a long-term relationship. I'm like, we don't even know each other yet. I don't need to tell. Like, once it gets to the point where it could get there, then we could have that discussion. And you'd be like, oh, well, I'm not really into the non-monogamy thing. And I'm like, okay, well, cool. We can part ways. But to feel like,
yeah, but at that point, 3 months in, I already like you.
Hey, that's your problem, not mine. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Whatever.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's not. That's what you're trying to say. So that's the thing, and I'm glad that AJ Alino talked about that. And shout out to K Zaggy, said you don't owe women the explanation. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm telling you this. The only reason why I suggest putting non-monogamous on your dating profile, if you are non-monogamous, is because then now when the women meet you, they are not meeting you with the idea that you're monogamous and then acting in that way. Because meaning, if a woman meets you on a dating app, she assumes you're a monogamous single man. Right. That I agree. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So a guy would also think that too on a dating app. Now, what I'm saying is that you still don't have to put it, because let's say I match with a girl on Tinder, right? And in my mind, I already know I will never wife her up. So what difference does it make if I'm telling her I'm monogamous or non-monogamous? Or let's say I meet a girl in the street. I'm like, yeah, I'd smash this girl maybe 2 or 3 times, but I already know I'm never having a long-term relationship with her. So what difference does it make if I tell her I'm non-monogamous or not? We're not going to have a long-term relationship. All we know now is she wants to fuck me and I want to fuck her. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So why would I need to be like, hey, I'm non-monogamous? That has nothing to do with our situation at this moment, because I'm going to stop calling you after I fucked you a few times. You see what I'm saying? So what difference does it make? That's what I'm saying, where the thing is that there's this entitlement because people have the idea that because I like you, I want you to be my main person. And that's what I thought of you in my head. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. You said if women are coming to dating apps with relationship aspirations, that's what I'm saying. That's like a guy saying, hey, you should have told me you wasn't going to fuck me. What? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not a woman's responsibility to lay out the entire, no. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you had in your mind we were going to fuck doesn't mean it's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times what people do is people have an entitlement when it comes to relationships. They think based on what they want, you're supposed to be that for them. That's crazy. That is insane. That is insane. Because this is the thing. If I'm attracted to you sexually and you're attracted to me sexually and you want to have sex with me and I want to have sex with you, whether I'm monogamous, non-monogamous, whether you're monogamous or non-monogamous has nothing to do with us wanting to have sex now. You see what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to a long-term relationship, if that particular person isn't into non-monogamy and I am, or vice versa, then we can have that discussion when the time comes. But now is not the time. You understand what I'm saying? Now is not the time. Let me see what some of these questions are saying. So this says, what's your view on spontaneously communicating your appreciation to the chick that's been riding hard for you? I'm an advocate of positive reinforcement, appraisal sporadically. So yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with telling a girl that you appreciate, what she's doing and everything, right? Now you don't want to tell her that you appreciate like regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be like, hey, I appreciate you coming to the date on time. You're like, yeah, you're supposed to do that. You understand what I'm saying? But in general, you understand what I'm saying? Then you if she does something, she goes above and beyond. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with telling her that you appreciate that shit. You said I'm 55, been on a dry spell for 5 years. I'm cooked. What is that? Is that a question? What? Wait. What do you mean? You got to call up Mr. Lonnie. I need to get some information from you. I don't understand what you're talking about. You said, would you disclose you're non-monogamous if you're single? I personally don't, but when I get a girlfriend, then I would. Well, this is the thing. Remember, the disclosing of you being non-monogamous is optional. Now, I suggest disclosing it on a dating app because you want to set the expectation from the jump of how the woman's going to come into the situation to meet you, right? But if you meet a girl randomly at a bar, right, and you're single but you're non-monogamous, you don't need to necessarily have that whole conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Now you can if you want, but what I'm saying is that it's not necessary. You understand? Because if you're a single guy, you met a girl at a bar and y'all hooked up and y'all never spoke to each other again, what difference does it make if you're monogamous or non-monogamous? Doesn't make a difference. So what I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong with letting the girl know, but also at the same time, it shouldn't be a thing where you feel like you have to disclose it. Like, it's not like it's an STD or some shit. You understand what I'm saying? Or it's not like, you had a sex change or something. You understand what I'm saying? Like, shit like that, you should disclose. Whether you're non-monogamous or monogamous doesn't really matter because we're not at the time of being in a relationship like that. So it doesn't make a difference. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, the differences between that situation. This says, when you come into LA so we can go get at women. What are you talking about? I don't even know. When was the last time we was in LA? Was that when we was in Hollywood? I think so, right? We was like near where the stars are at. That was like two years ago. About 2 years ago. So we haven't been out there in a minute. But yeah, man. Let me see what other questions we got here. I think that was the last question. So guys, if you have any more questions, he said, who wants to do a 2-man with you, Locario?
Yes.
It says, what are the steps I can take in order to fully knowing, understanding, and rejuvenating myself? I would say go to masculineidentitymembership.com and get on the masculine identity membership so you get on the Zoom calls with Miles. Make sure you guys do that and get that cracking. Hold on, where was we at? Said Locario was good. What's some good game to tell women that you're not interested in, but you'll be interested in her without making her what? Did I read that? Hold on, wait. I gotta slow that one down. What's some good game to tell a woman that you're not interested in her, but you'll be interested in her without making? I don't even understand what that means. Does anybody know what that means? I don't know what that means. You got to call. I'm confused. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. In case I can say you ain't got no game, Pierre. That's crazy. Says reason for the question is personally, the things women do in our situation is expected, knowing the extensive value I come with. So there's times I think I can come off as I ain't used to it. Wait, what was the question you was asking? Yeah, some of y'all gotta call in. All right, 951, what's popping? Who this?
What's going on, Locario? This is Anthony.
What's going on? Did you donate though?
No, I haven't, brother, but I'll be getting there. I'm coming through a card. All
right, so listen. I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna have you hang up, donate, and then call right back. All right.
All right, I got you.
Appreciate you. All right, so guys, you can donate to the Cash App $ Miles in the Game, or you can donate to the PayPal and get that cracking. Now let me see what these questions are saying. So I've been approaching lots of women, but I have some days I'm not putting in work what should I do? Well, put in the work. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. Put in whatever work you need, needs to happen in order for you to, make shit happen. That's what you got to do. You said, hold on, read this again. You said, what's some good game to tell women that's trying to choose on you that you're not interested in, but not making her feel a way when you're interested in talking to her friend? Oh, so you're saying that a chick's, well, how do you, wait, Pierre, you got to call up because I need to know, how do you know that the girl is choosing on you? You understand what I'm saying? Because you might be having shit going on in your head, right? And all you got to do is talk to the friend, talk to the one you're interested in. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But again, this is why I tell you guys to go to badboymembership.com and check out the program, the Art of Approaching the Groups of Women, so you know how to make that happen. You said you don't even know if they're someone worth being a potential girlfriend at the start. You're going through the vetting process at all times. So wouldn't that info be a need to know? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is the thing. The reason why women a lot of times want to know, or even a lot of soft dudes, is because of the feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Mike Jane.
April's tight, but
if you were dating this girl for 6 to 9 months, she's been going through your vetting process. You're seeing her a couple times a week.
Right.
She's fucking you. Everything is good.
Right.
And then you're like, listen, I'm loving the way things are going. If things keep going like this, I definitely want to make you my girl. And then she says to you, well, actually, I already have a boyfriend, but I could, definitely, add you to my roster and we could continue to see each other, but I can only give you 2 days a week. And, I'm not ever going to be free to go on vacation with you.
Right.
Because this is what I do with my main guy. That's not what I'm doing with you. How would you feel?
Right, but see,
hang on, I'm asking Mike Chain.
That's Mike Chain ain't gonna call in and ask.
He wouldn't have to call. He can answer the question on here. But then, how would you feel that you put in 6 to 9 months and never bothered to find out this girl was non-monogamous and that she already had a main person? Right,
but do you know and tell you the difference is because what you're saying is her dictating the relationship. He's supposed to dictate the relationship. So if he says, hey, I want to do A, B, and C, and she's cool with doing A, B, and C, then that's fine. But if she's saying, hey, well, I have this and I want it this way, why are we talking about how she wants it? You understand? Like, she has to go with his program. So that's what I'm saying. So even in that situation, I see what you're saying, but she still has to go along with his program. Now,
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, okay, and maybe it's the beta man that's going to feel some kind of way that he just put in 6 to 9 months thinking like, oh my God, I found the perfect person.
Right.
And
but this is
going to put a ring on it.
Right.
Like, I see the future with this person. I want her to be the mother of my children. Blah, 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 blah.
But check this out.
And then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit. I did not see that bombshell.
Right.
coming.
But this is what will happen. If, let's say, Mike is monogamous, right? And he wants that. He's like, I would want her to be my girlfriend in a monogamous way. Yes.
Maybe.
Right. So now I'm just saying that for sake of argument. So now she would have to drop the other dude and get with him. It's that simple. Or if she don't want to do that, then she can go. So he'd be like, all right, cool. Well, if that's the case and you're not leaving him.
And I don't disagree with you on that. What I'm saying is he's probably going to feel some kind of way that she didn't disclose at the beginning. Instead, he put her through 6 to 9 months of vetting for basically nothing.
Right, but
exactly,
that's exactly why guys shouldn't date with their feelings. That's the whole point.
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Have you met your chat?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to date with the feelings. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? Is that Kazaka said that's dating with expectations, Abel, that's dangerous. See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying it's not dangerous. I'm just saying I think when you listen and you read some of these chats, or you're watching shit that's happening online, and people live streaming their own stuff, talking about women this and women that, and I want this and blah blah blah. I just think, especially, there are so many people that call up and tell you guys, real game, no theory, I want to have a girlfriend and I want to get married. And Steve goes, why?
Right.
They don't even know why.
Right. No, I know exactly.
So what I'm saying is, if 6 to 9 months in, this is what happens, I'm like, this guy's gonna beat the shit out of me.
No, it's not gonna happen.
You don't think?
No. But
there
this
are people that would be downright.
But this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying.
They put in this much time,
right?
Or money,
right?
Whatever it is.
But the thing is,
never bothered to find out what my situation was.
Right. Well, hold on. We got 647 on the line. 647. Let's go to who's this?
Mr. Locario.
What's up? What's popping?
Mike Chain.
Oh, it's Mike Chain called in.
Yep, I donated.
What's going on with your man? So what's your thoughts on this?
So my real name is Caleb.
All right, what's good? What's good?
Yeah, I'm on Mike Chain on here. But you're pretty sure you already went through with April on it. But basically, I'm not following her program. That's it.
Right.
If I would let her know that this is the stage I'm at, if she's with it, then we move forward. But if there's any new information that conflicts with what I'm trying to do, then I gotta go find someone who's gonna go along with it. We go to the next person.
This is the thing. This is the thing with people in relationships, men and women, right? Most people feel entitled to a particular type of relationship. The issue though is that whatever type of relationship you're having at any moment, right, has to be something that occurs as it evolves and grows. And as it evolves and grows, right, that means that there has to be a discussion, there has to be an understanding to get from point A to point B. The issue though is that when people meet other people, they have in their mind that there's an expectation that you're supposed to be on the same page as me, wanting the same exact thing when I want it. You understand? And that's not how it works. So if a woman meets me, she's like, oh, I want him to be my husband. I'm looking for a long-term relationship. But in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm thinking about us fucking right now, right? So we're thinking of two totally different situations, right? Now, the thing is, I could be in a situation where we have a long-term relationship, but that is not the time now because we got to get to that point. You see what I'm saying? It's just like, for example, like if I say hi to a woman and she says hello back, that don't mean she's going to suck my dick. You understand what I'm saying? So imagine I'm thinking, well, you said hi to me. You led me on. How come you're not sucking my dick? You said hello to me back. What are you talking about, woman? You see what I'm saying? That would sound crazy. That's how crazy people sound when they feel that they're entitled to something long-term and committed just because you went on a date with them or just because y'all had sex. And just, you see what I'm saying? Like they feel like they're entitled to
why when we go and we talk to women, why we do let our intentions known from the jump, right? So we don't feel entitled to when we go on a date with them and we don't get what we want, we're not upset.
Right. And this is the thing. If you're in a situation where it would be a problem or an issue for you, right? As far as something as, let's say, non-monogamy, or it's a problem or issue for you to date someone with kids, or a problem or issue with you for, just whatever, right? That's for the person to bring up, not the other person to figure it out for you. So in other words, it's like, if a woman has a problem with you being non-monogamous, she needs to bring that up. Me being non-monogamous and you having a problem with it is not my problem. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, because I'm having a good time.
Right.
Like, everything's moving the way that I want it to right now.
Exactly.
So why would I bring up shit that might cause problems? Why?
To ask about the thing that they might have a problem with.
Right.
If they've never been through that situation.
Right. But that's not our problem. That's what I'm saying. That's not the problem of the other person. That's what I'm trying to say. You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. You're trying to make someone responsible for the thing that you need to be responsible for yourself. That's what we're trying to say. So if I'm like, man, I don't want to date a woman with kids, right? And I meet up and go on a date with a woman with kids, and then she tells me, oh, I have a son, and then I'm like, well, how come you didn't tell me you had kids? She's like, well, I'm telling you now. Like, what's the big deal? I don't date women with kids. Well, that should have been something I asked about or said before we even went on a date. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not her responsibility to tell me she got kids.
No, and on a first, second, maybe even third date, okay. 6 to 9 months in, and you still haven't told this girl because she's going through your vetting process?
No. What I'm saying is,
non-monogamous?
No. What I'm saying is, if the girl wants a relationship, she needs to bring that up. When she brings that up, then we can talk about, hey, well, listen, by the way, I'm non-monogamous. So if you want a relationship, you see what I'm saying?
But
wait, April. How would you feel if someone, like a guy, had told you that you're going through the vetting process? I don't know. That sounds weird to me.
Outside of the realm of normal. Then it is kind of to you.
See, but that's right there. That's what I'm saying. Because you're saying that it's outside of the realm of normal, yes?
So am I supposed to ask every guy, are you bisexual? Do you also
yes. If that's important, yes, you have to. It's not their problem to you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's people gotta understand. Anything in the relationship you want is always your responsibility. So what I'm saying is, if I meet a woman and she wants a long-term relationship, right? It's not my responsibility to give her a long-term relationship. It's her responsibility to find a long-term relationship.
He told me to get coached.
He said get coached.
Okay, let me just say, K-Zagan, I'm not saying that men should be responsible for women's emotions without her ever communicating herself verbally, and that you have to read the mind. I'm talking for both parties, men and women.
Right.
Whether the man is non-monogamous or it's the woman.
Right.
I do think there is a responsibility if you're 3 dates in and the subject hasn't come up for either party that is the non-monogamous person to say, if it doesn't say in your dating profile, if you didn't meet this person on an app, whatever, hey, just so you know, or I don't even know how it would.
But that's what I'm saying. Why is it their responsibility? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like,
because I think people feel some kind of way if they're investing time not knowing
but
they could never be your only person.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if that's their issue, they need to bring that up.
What I'm saying is they might not even think that that's an issue they need to ask about because
they assume
exactly,
and that's my right, and that's and that's what I'm saying. That's exactly my point. So what I'm saying is that if you're saying that the non-monogamous person, it's their responsibility to tell the monogamous person they're non-monogamous, what you're saying is the non-monogamous person has to adhere to the quote unquote normal thing. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You're bowing down to the norms of society when it's that person's responsibility.
I think it's a nice thing to do.
Wait, Mr. Locario.
And I know all these guys are like, but I don't give a fuck.
Right.
If the shoe were on the other foot and you were now emotionally invested in this relationship, and then you found out before, like after you were already emotionally in it, I'm sorry, these guys would feel some kind of way. They get hurt when Steve asked them one tiny little question.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. That's why you can't get emotional about these things. But Mike, you still here?
Wouldn't it also be a case where like
I see K-Zagan trying to call. I'll get him next. But go ahead, Mike. What are you saying?
Yeah, wouldn't it also be a thing where context matters, right? Like if you're putting a certain amount of energy into the relationship, for example, like it sounds like this would happen where she would be, kind of upset about it if you were coming in with so much boyfriend energy, right? So like but if you just been like, you come over like once a week or once every other week, you guys sleep together for 3 months, and then she throws you that question, and like you were never trying to be her man like that. So it's like,
Right.
Like, why are you
Well, this is
coming
the
at me
thing.
that
This is the
way?
thing. If she says to you, hey, we've been seeing each other for 3 months and we've been like, having a good time. Like, where's this going? And what does this mean? And who am I to, blah, blah, blah. Right. And she's alluding to that. Then you could have the conversation and say, hey, well, listen,
right.
Like when it comes to long-term relationships, I don't do the monogamy thing. I'm non-monogamous. Right. Then at that point, she can decide whether or not to continue or not. Right. The problem is that, and this happens a lot for women, but even for men sometimes, is that a woman feels some type of way because she got her feelings and hopes in the situation. But what I'm saying is that is not your problem, because you are not obligated to be the one to coddle and give her what she wants. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. Like, nobody in a relationship is obligated to give you what you want. Whatever you want, it's your responsibility to get it. So it's just like, for example, if I just want to hook up with girls and want to have sex with them, it's not a woman's responsibility to give me pussy. You see what I'm saying? Right. I can't complain and be like, well, you went out with me 3 times and I paid for dinner, so you should fuck me. That's not her responsibility to fuck me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's my responsibility to be attractive enough to know how to attract women who want to fuck me. So if a woman wants a long-term relationship, it's her responsibility to know how to get that. So if she's dating a guy and the guy's like, hey, well, listen, I'm non-monogamous. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so upset. How come you didn't tell me? I thought you were going to be my next boyfriend. Well, cool. Now you know. So the next time you meet a man, how about you say, hey, listen, are you non-monogamous? Because I'm only into monogamy. And then she can find out, oh, he is non-monogamous. Okay, I'm not going to date him now. Or he is monogamous. Maybe we can date. And you see what I'm saying? It's her responsibility. It's not the other guy's responsibility. Right. You see what I'm saying?
That's I understand completely.
All right.
So I'm gonna head out because Zach's on the line. So
okay. Yes,
I'll continue watching the show.
All right, brother. I'm gonna holler at you.
All right, take it easy.
All right, peace. All right, I think K Zaga was trying to call up. So K Zaga, you call back up. Let me see if I can call him. I'm calling. Oh, here we go. He's calling him back. Let me get him. K Zaga, what's going on, fam? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Got you. What's going on, fam? What's good?
Nah, and I hit Miles up, by the way. Hey, man, real quick, and shout out to April. Look, let me just say this real quick, and I think both men and women are guilty of obligating people to shit.
Right.
And that's why, we talk about people having agendas, we talk about dating expectations. And let me just say this, bro. And this is where the illusion and the delusion come in. If you're dating people and they're dealing with other people while you're dating them and they're fucking other people, who's really monogamous out this bitch?
Right, exactly.
I mean, because it's like, hey, while we're dating, we're both fucking other people, but once I start to care, then it's just me and you, right, buddy?
Right,
you know
exactly, right.
So, and I think that's what happens, and both men and women are guilty of this, where they start to care and they start to project their feelings on the other person.
Right.
Right. Like, because I'm having these feelings, you need to reciprocate it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's not the way that shit works. You don't owe nobody anything. And this is why, if you, even with the whole, you should tell her what's up. This is my thing, Aaron. You're absolutely right. You don't have to tell anybody out front the type of relationships you get into simply because I don't even look at you like that, because I ain't gonna talk to you about that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
like if I'm trying to suck her full of dick, why would I want her mind on a family?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because think about it. Let's say even, for example, right? Even if you're monogamous, we still don't even know what type of relationship you want. Also, you might want 5 kids. I might want no kids.
Exactly.
Right? So we have to have this conversation of moving the relationship from where it's at now to actually being serious. So even if we were both monogamous, we still might not be on the same page of the life we're trying to live in this situation.
And this is what I would say. I think most people aren't used to a structured, organic flow.
Right.
From a relationship. How it starts off this way and then it gradually builds. I think most people are just used to, we met, we started fucking, we became inseparable. Oh, we're a couple now.
Right, exactly.
Right. So I think most people, they're not used to, like you talk about the vetting process and all that. They're not women. I'm talking about women specifically. They're not used to men having a structured way where they put them through the gauntlet and make them earn everything.
Exactly.
So when they run into men like us and other men, they're like, what the fuck is this? What's going on?
Right.
Just give me a relationship already. I've been fucking you for like a month and a half.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like me and April was looking at this post about this girl that said, oh, after the third date, we should be talking about getting together and being serious.
Oh my fucking God. This is fucking disgusting. Bro, look. Everybody knows with anybody, right? Once you've been in a relationship for a while, with most people, sex gets mundane, right? It gets all that. So my thing is, doesn't it make sense to date a woman for a while and make sure that's not happening too soon?
Right.
Because, bro, I have clients, after 2 months of fucking a chick, they get bored.
Right, exactly.
Do you really want to get into a relationship? If that's the case?
Right.
Or at least a monogamous one.
Right. And that's the type of shit that happens. So, for example, like you said, the dude has been fucking her for 2 months. He's bored. Now, she wants the relationship. He gets into the relationship. So now she's in a relationship with a man who's bored of fucking her. You see what I'm saying? And then when he cheats or when they break up, that's going to be more of an emotional toll than if they would have never gotten to the relationship in the first place.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that. Because people play their own villain in their own demise with the way that they date.
Right.
And it's the expectations. I think your mentor, Anthony DeMello, said, I think expectations is the root of all heartache.
Right.
Because you're dating with me. Again, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off the line. And just date, even if you're, let's say eventually you want to be married, have a family, cool. But why not just date, meet new people, have different experiences, and just enjoy meeting new people.
Right.
And then just let it go from there. And if you happen to meet the person that's going to be your new wife or husband, cool.
Exactly.
But I'm out, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Peace. Appreciate the call, fam. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Every time when there's an actual long-term situation happening, there has to be an actual discussion. The problem is that most people, because they're in a societal sense where, you have a large number of people who are monogamous, they go based on what society says the relationship's supposed to be, which is why a lot of relationships go to shit really quick, because most people don't have a structure or a way that they do things and actually finding people who are compatible with them. Right? What they do is, if there's a single person and another single person, and they're like, we're both monogamous, so we like each other right now, so we should be in a relationship. But nothing is ever discussed. Because this is the thing. Even if you have two non-monogamous people, you got to understand that just because two people are non-monogamous doesn't mean they're on the same page. Because you can have a person who's non-monogamous, and I talk about this in the non-monogamy program. Go to shoplocario.com. You can have a person who practices non-monogamy where they're in a open relationship type of situation. Then you have a person who is non-monogamous and they practice more of a poly situation, right? Or you can have a person who's non-monogamous and they practice relationship anarchy. You understand? Which is a whole different thing. So you can have two non-monogamous people who also aren't on the same page. Do you see what I'm saying? So the thing is that when it comes time to have the discussion about a long-term situation, right? There always has to be that discussion brought to the table anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? But this is the thing. The issue is that, there's a thing called relationship anarchy. So trust me, none of y'all, listen, none of y'all will ever, already, most 99.99% of y'all would never do I couldn't even do no relationship. I would never do that shit. You understand what I'm saying? But there is a thing called relationship anarchy. I would never do no shit like that. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not about that life. I can't do it. You understand? But what I'm saying is that you got to understand that when it comes to a long-term situation, there has to be a discussion about compatibility. You understand? But this is what will happen. The reason why, in a certain context where women will want you to like say it up front is because they want to save themselves from getting emotionally attached, which I understand. But at the same time, both men and women have to realize that nobody is responsible for giving you the relationship you want. No one. You understand what I'm saying? Not a soul. And so what happens is that if you want the relationship that you want, you have to, this is why you got to know yourself and understand yourself so that you can actually attract what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Kobe Lee said relationship anarchy is crazy. Could never be me. But this is the thing though, if you guys want to learn, hear more about that, what I suggest you guys do is go to shoplocario.com, right? Let me show y'all real quick. Go to shoplocario.com. Put this on the screen real quick, right? And then go down to here and you click on this so you can check out the How to Have a Successful Non-Monogamous Relationship Program. This is the thing. Even if you are not thinking of being non-monogamous, this is still a good program for you to learn what's going on and what's happening out here, because you might actually meet a woman, right, who is non-monogamous that you might still just be attracted to, want to have sex with, hook up, have some fun, and just understand what's going on. Because you might meet a chick who is a relationship anarchist. You understand what I'm saying? And you would need to understand what that entails, right? Or you would need to, you might meet a chick who is in a non-monogamous relationship, but she's in the type of non-monogamous relationship where, depending on the style of non-monogamy she does, that's going to sort of like go with how you're, interacting with the chick. You understand? Because also there are many women who are monogamous but display non-monogamous tendencies. Exactly. That's a fact. But make sure you guys go to shoplocario.com to get that and get that cracking. Check that out. But yeah, we about to wrap this shit up, man. This is a really good discussion too. I'm glad that we this was brought up. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like we need to do a show like that, April. Like a whole show about what is important to disclose and talk about, especially with the T-app shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because like the T-app is like we're exposing or we're talking about certain things, like what is, ethical, unethical, like what should people say, what should people not say, stuff like, because I think that's very important for people to understand.
People are going to hate on me. You're going to hate on me.
Oh, please. Nobody's hating on me.
I'm all for full disclosure.
No, I know you're all for I'm for full disclosure of relevance. What's relevant? That's how I look at it. Like if it ain't relevant.
Relevance depends on the person, right?
No, relevance depends upon the.
Because what I think.
See, and this is why we need to do the show.
Is not what you think is relevant.
Right.
And then that, to me, that's lying by omission.
No, because relevance depends upon what is actually conducive to the specific situation. You see what I'm saying? That's because you can't, because relevance is not about how you feel, it's about what's practical for the situation. Okay. You see, but again, that's why we should do a show, and I think that'll be dope.
We'll do a show.
Yeah, we got to do it. Definitely do a show.
We'll do a show in front of the Truth Is Inside.
Yes, we'll do it in the new studio format. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. That'll be fucking dope. All right. See, Mike Chain said, "We love you, April. No hate." You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. We all love April up in here. See, he said ARC talked about this all the time. Tell her the only thing that should matter to her is the situation and how he is with you. Don't worry about the rest. And if she doesn't listen, let her go. I agree. But guys, we about to wrap this up. Tomorrow is the Real Game No Theory show, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. And also, I'm going to be on the Game Global channel, so make sure you tune in for that at 3:00. I'm gonna be on Game Global, and at noon we're gonna do the Real Game No Theory. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys tune in for that. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And I will holler at you guys later. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going out.
I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't going to get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You got to understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you got to work hard for me. because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not going to be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And they only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out